Are you thinking of divorce? If so, you'll want to listen to this video. If you're considering divorce, you need to think about whether leaving is in alignment with your long-term happiness. If so, emotionally, the first step you'll need to take is likely to have a support network, establish some friends or family that you're able to confide in and that can be a comfort to you during what's going to be an emotional time for you, or speak to a professional counselor or therapist to help with the emotional aspect of going through a divorce. Another step that you'll want to take is practical steps. First and foremost, you're going to want to open a bank account in your sole name. Secondly, you're going to want to have a credit card that is in your sole name to pay for any unexpected expenses, such as attorney's fees or any other expenses that might come along the way that in which you will need to get access to money. If you're not able to secure a credit card because you have no credit or poor credit, then consider applying for a secured card. Those are cards in which you can pay $200 typically, and then you can charge, and it helps to build up credit for you so that when you are done with the divorce process, at least you will have some credit built up because of that secured credit card. Other practical steps to start engaging in is to gather your documentation. You want bank statements, you also want some credit card statements. You will want to pull a credit report from all 3 credit bureaus to ensure what debts you have out there, or if there's any loans or anything that you did not know about that are in your name, so that those can be accounted for in your divorce. You will also want to secure a post office box. Now, this is just for privacy purposes. I always just think it's a good idea because you know that there's a secure place that you can send your bank account statements or your sole name credit card statements to, that nobody's going to be prying or trying to open illegally for the divorce process. You'll be safe and secure with a P.O. box on hand. Some important documents for you to be gathering would be title documents for vehicles or any other type of vehicles, such as mobile homes, RVs, pool trailers, all of that. If you have titles, you'll want to have copies of that. You'll want to have copies of your kids' birth certificates, your birth certificates, social security, all the personal identification documents. You'll need the documents for your property so that your attorney is able to account for that properly in a final decree of divorce. You'll also want to make sure that you can get some tax returns as well as attachments for at least the preceding 3 or 4 years from you filing, along with pay stubs. If you have access to your spouse's pay stubs, then you'll want to get copies of those as well as any other important items. If there's important items that you do not want to be suddenly misplaced in the divorce or not in the marital home anymore, then you'll want to secure those items in a safe deposit box so that nothing happens to those items. Secure them so that there's no mix-up on anything that's going to happen with that until it can be accounted for in your final decree of divorce. And most importantly, consult with an attorney so that you know what your rights are, what you are able to get, and what you're entitled to, and what are the logical, reasonable possibilities in dividing your assets that you will likely get out of the divorce, so that you have a better understanding financially of what you're working with once you are divorced and you're on your own, because that's a new life that you've got to get adjusted to, a whole new budget that you'll have to adjust to as well.